Welcome to the box paper. Topic today is gonna be about Paige Turco.
Who's Paige Turco?
She's an actress.
I know.
Well, in like a couple of TV shows and movie too.
Just to be clear, Tina clearly knows who Paige Turco is.
Yes, Paige Turco is a beautiful actress that I fell in love with her character Abby on the 100, not knowing that I loved her as a child when she was in Ninja Turtles as April O'Neil. My favorite April O'Neil. They look so different. Like I didn't know that was the same person. I mean,
some of us may or may not have had crushes on Paige Turco at one time.
Yeah, you and Lulu.
Yeah.
Well, you got to call people out. I did not open it up for that kind of conversation.
It was written all over your face. It couldn't have been more
clear. Yeah, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So, Lulu, you are a huge fan of Paige Turco, if I am not mistaken. Are you not? And I do know that Tina at one time ordered you a cameo from Paige Turco. Tell us about that.
Yeah, she ordered me a cameo from Paige when she started a cameo for my birthday. But she couldn't wait, so she shared it before my birthday.
Like 3 months early.
That's not the story. What happened was I requested it to be private and somehow it came public and people found out about it. So I had to share it with her. And then I had ordered another one because she knocked it out of the park. I ordered it for I call them my Jolie fam, the group of French girls Lulu introduced.
And Crab Gossip Center.
Yeah, they were crying. They absolutely adore Paige, and she knocked that second cameo out of the park. Very professional. Paige is I love about Paige? She's like a natural beauty. She doesn't need a lick of makeup, and she still looks hot.
Yeah. Why can't we all be like that?
I don't know, Paige. Why don't you please tell us your secret? Share your wealth, sister. All right, take it easy. Calm down with the laughing. Is this thing on?
That was awesome. I'm like, is Paige going to jump in here? What are you talking about? I first watched Paige when she was on All My Children. And let me tell you something, like she was pretty then, but she's definitely someone who has gotten better looking over time. Like normally they say men age like fine wine or whatever it is, whatever that is. But Paige has gotten straight, because I did not crush on her at all when she was on All My Children at all. Then she turned into Abby Griffin on the 100. And I was like, whoa, hold the phone. Like someone got way good looking and it was not me, it was her. And anyway, I just got to tell you that when she first came onto the show, I knew immediately who she was going to have chemistry with. But when she was on All My Children, she played Melanie, but went by Lainey, and she was from this place called Pigeon Hollow. And so she comes on the scene and she just knocked it out of the park. My favorite character at the time was Tad Martin. And he was with Dixie Cooney, who was sisters with Lainey, right? And she was still very beautiful, Paige Turco. But what I like is the background story that she was supposed to be a dancer. Paige Turco, she was going to go into dancing. She had an injury, and then she ended up getting these acting parts. And I like that there's the story about her that when she was talking to her mom about it, she was like, they want to pay me to talk. Like, and I just love that. Like, how come we all can't get that lucky? We all know how I love to talk. Right? Like we all know it. Like, honestly, why is no one paying me for this yet?
I said you don't have Paige's charm bomb.
Yeah, that's a just all right. Yeah, I can vouch for that.
But I get what you're saying. Like Paige was always pretty. She was really pretty. I remember as April O'Neil, but she got like super hot, and she aged like a fine wine, like you said. But also she doesn't look like she like stopped aging. I feel like. At a certain point, and Paige, you look fantastic, stunning, beautiful.
The onesie, though.
What?
The onesie. The panda.
Oh,
She was. Yeah, so forever when I met Lulu was forever wearing this Stitch onesie. Like I was like, do you ever wash that thing? And anyway, she wore it all the freaking time. And then Paige does this cameo for Lulu, and she's wearing a freaking onesie and she's eating chocolate, right? Yeah, because Lulu like would sit in her like Stitch thing and eat chocolate. But a little piece of advice, if you're a fan of our Lulu, do not say nom 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 when she's eating that chocolate. And so anyway, so just a little tip from me to you. But yeah, Paige, if you are watching, we like the way you eat chocolate. And so anyway, way to go with that.
I respect the way you eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lulu, what have you seen Paige in? I know you absolutely love Abby, but I also know you love Zoe.
So yeah, like okay, the first thing I have to say, it's like the first time I see her was in Person of Interest because I was watching it with my parents. So she was in it, right? But I never figured out that it was her. So when I start watching The 100, a show that I like wasn't even like sure I was gonna watch because like I'm normally not like those type of show. And I see her, like I really like her, like since the first episode of the show. And like after I figured out that she was also in the show that I did watch, so as Zoe. So like after when I finished 100, I start like looking at the other TV shows that she already have did, whatever. So it's like the next one I watched, I think was The Agency, the one she did with her ex husband. Like it was pretty a good show, but like kind of end up like I think you get canceled and like we didn't have an end either, so it was like sad because like I want my answer, remember?
Yes.
I have my answer, so it sucks. And yeah, and after I watched the movies that she's on, the Stepfather one, and like yeah, it was okay, but she's not that much on it
Oh, the
because like
Stepfather?
yeah,
Yeah, man. Talk about, yeah, when she was in that, I remember she pops up and the first time, like, and I think she's in the restaurant, right?
yeah. But doesn't she like date a new woman in that thing?
Yeah, which made me love her more. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, but it was, I don't know, are we allowed to give spoilers about that movie? I mean, the movie came out a long time ago, right? So we could go ahead and talk about it. Paige, do you have a dog if you're watching this? Tell us about it.
She have a
Intimate.
She have a cat. Her name is his name or her name, I don't know. It's Toulouse, like a French city.
Lulu, while Sunny is gone, we're lucky enough to meet her in a virtual con.
Yes.
So sweet and charming and funny. You're going to meet her hopefully at Spacewalker?
Yes, the 5 in
Okay.
Paris.
Paris, right? Okay, so let's let Sunny continue. We're just trying to fill in.
Yeah, the Stepfather.
The Stepfather.
Oh, the Stepfather. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. She dies in the movie, right? Like, and I remember. Well, I mean, come on. If people haven't watched it yet, you're not a fan of Paige Turco. And so, anyway, so she dies in this movie, and I remember thinking it really pissed me off. So you take perhaps my favorite character in the movie and you kill them. And then the thing is, she's not in it a lot, which kind of annoyed me. But she's in Law and Order SVU. And the thing is, in SVU, because I kept thinking, I think she played 2 characters, because when I think about it, and she did. So she played Kathleen Rains in 1999 and then came back in 2001 and played Pam Adler. And Pam Adler's character, I think, was much better, because I think I felt like she had a little bit of a juicier role in that one. Do you agree, Lulu? Yeah, so don't say too much, Lulu. I don't want to get blown away about the character she played in that.
Well, no, but I was like thinking to be sure, like this one is the one that she's playing a mother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and it was a much juicier role. And I remember thinking, like, could you imagine not knowing your husband at all and then finding out what your husband has done? Like, we all know, like, okay, it wasn't like an affair thing exactly. It was so much deeper than that in that episode. And I remember thinking, how did she not kill him on the freaking spot? Right? Like, she is so good. Paige Turco could take a role, and like, I don't think she gets enough credit for her acting ability.
Speaking of that, she played Abby Griffin so well, but when Marcus, spoiler alert, when Marcus dies and she, she's crying, and not just that, the whole addiction storyline, how Paige Turco did not win any type of award, to me is crime. She made me cry so many times on that show. I just can't fathom it. Like, Hollywood really is sleeping on Paige Turco.
Oh, absolutely.
She is a queen to be respected, and she deserves all the awards. Well, I think she's still due for great things. I still think that she has many great roles ahead of her, and I look forward to continuing to support her as an actress.
I just want to say, in regards to Abby Griffin, so there's the scene where Marcus has to go and like fight, right? And he's doing it because of what Abby has done, right? So he has to go risk his life. And she's like in this holding area. And when Marcus comes into the room, telling him all the things that she's going to change, right? And so if anyone has lived the life of being addicted or has known someone who's addicted, I have not lived the life so much of addiction when it comes to drugs. I'm addicted to sugar, which we all know about. And so anyway, there's not a Snickers bar on my desk, a Hershey bar, by the way. And so anyway, so there's that whole scene. I dealt with a mother who was addicted, and they do like, so an addict does do this thing where they will make claims and they say things that, if you've dealt with it long enough, that they're lying, that they are not going to be able to fix it, that they're, that they need real help. And so when you're watching her and she's so desperate because she really wants to change, as someone watching that it's not true, that they can't change by themselves. They need real help. But she's so desperate in that scene that if you've not dealt as an outsider watching addiction, that you probably are going to believe it. Oh, of course they're going to change. Of course, they want to, but they can't do it on their own. It's very rare that they can. And so, I mean, I know it got me in the heart, because even as you're watching her, and I loved Abby Griffin. Like, I really dug her and Marcus together, that to see that and to watch both these characters hurting so much, but knowing that it couldn't change all by herself. It really tugged at you, man. It got you. And she was so great in that. And then Twitter broke loose about that whole thing, because everybody was coming from a different standpoint. Some people were the addict, some people were the person watching, some people didn't understand addiction at all.
Abby has a bad rap in that fandom, unfortunately. A lot of people villainize her, and if it wasn't for Abby, many of these characters wouldn't have made it as far as they did. So, right. I would recommend people show in some respect.
Most of the time,
villainized either. Go ahead.
Most of the time, like, people just always remember the worst part that she did, like the scene with Raven when she was addict. Like, they always reproach to her to do that. Like, she's an addict. Like, what do you expect her to be okay with whatever? Like, people taking everything she wants to her, like Raven taking the thing she really wants from her, and her not react to that when that's the only thing she really wants. Like, yeah, okay, obviously she was gonna do something dumb about it.
Yeah, right. Like, Abby always had a mother-daughter relationship with Raven, and that one scene where she, more or less mistreated Raven, that was, I know people are gonna disagree, but that was the addiction. That wasn't the real Abby.
like just a few episodes after or before. I don't really remember. Clark does the same thing with her daughter, but like for that, it's okay. Like nobody have a problem with that.
It's
It
the
feels,
fandom. It's whoever that you're
and she
supporting.
wasn't even like addict Clark at this time. She really did it because she wanted.
Yeah, but the Clark fans will tell you their reasons why they disagree, just like Raven fans or non Abby antis, as you call them, will tell you why Abby is bad. When how can you villain? That's like villain. Is addiction not a disease?
Addiction's a disease.
It's a
Yeah.
real disease. So it's like villainizing someone with diabetes. Like, why are we
It's
villainizing?
because I like Hershey bars. How many times are you gonna bring this up? I'm just kidding.
Oh, and I want to add something.
I do have that.
You guys know, in case, hardcore Paige Turco fans know this, but Paige had tweeted about Clexa, first of all, being in support of it, but that she actually pushed for the line. What was the line she pushed for? You remember, Lulu?
It was the line that I think she said, "It's okay if you love her" or something
I
like
love
that.
her mom, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Clark said to
Paige,
Abby, I
Paige
love her
does,
mom.
yeah,
I
she
don't
does.
think I know this.
Paige Turco tweeted, and Twitter went nuts as it should. In the 100 fandom and anyone in the LGBTQ community, Paige was basically like, not only did I stand with Clexa, Clark and Lexa's relationship, but she pushed for the line, I love her mom. Like,
Really?
mad respect to Paige Turco.
That's
Because
really, I did not know
it
that.
takes bravery and guts to just push for anything you believe in. As an actor, you don't have that. You don't always have that, opportunity. And I appreciate whoever allowed her to do that, because I just think that it was important, and I think it affected in a positive way. Affected that community. I thought that was nothing short of amazing. So thank you, Paige.
Yeah, absolutely. I did not know that. And I remember that scene, like there was a lot of little moments in that scene which just kind of got me. One of which, Bellamy's face when she said it. Like, I don't know if anybody else caught that, but because I had always it wasn't like I was ever against Lexa and Clark, right? It was not like I was ever against that at all. But I was always kind of rooting for Bellamy to be with Clark. I had kind of,
You're a Balark shipper.
yeah, I kind of always kind of figured that they would in some way, not expecting. I didn't watch the show in the end, just to be honest about it. But when I found out what happened with Bellamy and Clark during his, at the end of his run, I had not expected that. When I heard about it, I was like, what? And so
Reaction from
say it again. What say you? And so anyway, that blew my mind. But then there was a whole Marcus aspect about that, where Marcus turns and looks over at like Bellamy, and he's like, or he's watching that whole thing like take place. Like it's almost like it's clicking to him what's been, going on. And so anyway, but I did not know that about Paige Turco. That makes me love that scene even more. So that's, guy, kudos to her. That's freaking brilliant. Take a look
at that tweet when you get a chance. It's
I will.
It's pretty cool. And
I can just ask Lulu to send it to me, because she'll do it in about the next 3 seconds if you watch closely. And she sent it. We have it right now.
Oh, you know what? Do me a favor, if you don't mind. One of you read that tweet, because I think it's really.
I'm going. Can I read it, Lulu, or did you want to read it?
And just mention the date it was posted so people can find it. I'll link it as well, actually.
Took place on June 17th, 2020.
Can you be serial?
The 100, season 4, episode 1. Clark tells Abby she loved Lexa. I loved her mom. And then Paige Turco also included a link. Fought hard for one line. I wrote it. To acknowledge a beautiful relationship. Love is love. Hope the people that need to see this see it. So she's like, definitely like,
that tweet.
That's hardcore. Oh, I can't like it because I'm not
Turco's kindness, generosity, power.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that tweet was on June 17th, 2020. It had over 5,000 likes, like 1,500 retweets and 363 comments on that tweet.
As it should.
As it should. That's huge, guys. I don't know how I missed that because I follow Paige Turco. And so I don't know how I ever missed that. Like, failures on me, Paige, if you watch it.
Well, I feel like you're similar to Paige in that you're not like super active on Twitter, so it's possible, you know.
Right.
So,
but yeah, I just gotta say, like, I don't think Paige gets enough credit. I mean, I know we talked about this briefly, but she just does not give enough credit. I'm surprised. Has she ever written anything, Lulu? Like, has she ever had anything to do, like, other than like a couple lines here and there?
I don't think so, no.
Because, man, I'm wondering if she were to create something, how badass that would be. Right? I probably can't say that on YouTube, but I wonder, like, how great that would be if she put something in the works. I mean, I would be all over that. If you're ever looking for a short, chubby actress, I'm your gal. So, anyway.
I'm sorry, Paige.
Well, like in like the adult like didn't deserve everything. Like the actor who was playing the adult, literally like they didn't have like that much scene, and they didn't have the respect that they deserved anyway. So
right. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think there's a lot of actors out there, actresses that do not get the credit that they deserve. And she's just definitely one of them.
And
you know, even in some of the flashbacks that they did for the 100, and seeing Paige Turco, where she, like, you know, some of the things about Jake's death, things like that, or even some of the scenes where you see her and Marcus together, or her and Clark. I mean, it's all pretty powerful stuff, you know. And she's always, I mean, just her eyes alone, I feel.
Her death killed me. And can I just say, this is a weird thing to say, but dying, she even looked gorgeous.
No, she's one of those women that when she cries, like, no one should be turned on by somebody else crying, right? Because that's kind of spooky. It goes back to me going, the couch. Did you see the couch? Did you, like, yeah, right? When we were talking about Ian when he was in that The Mentalist, and, you know, anyway. Going back to Paige.
Paige has amazing chemistry too with everyone she works with.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those people that
she did play in like TV shows that like just have one season. She was playing like
Linda Pride was another
in like NCIS New Orleans, but she did play. Wait, let me check that thing.
That was with Scott Bakula, right?
With NCIS,
yeah, great chemistry in every role she's in. What?
Separate at Birth too. It's a movie.
That's
She's really good in it too.
You never saw that? Separated?
No.
You know she was in a movie with The Rock? What was that?
Is it?
I never see that movie again. Wait.
No.
I lost it again. Big Shot. Dylan McDermott.
Oh, Dylan McDermott.
He was playing in it. She was like his co-stars, and they was kind of having a relationship.
I feel like always yelling.
I'm sorry.
Can I just say, if Chrissy was here right now, she'd be like, Dylan McDermott, he's on SVU. He works with the one and only Christopher Meloni.
But yeah. But in Separate at Birth, like that movie is like so heartbreaking, and like she is so good in it too.
I hope she does something soon. Like the last thing I saw her in was that Hulu scary movie Book of Blood? Books of Blood. Book of Blood. And she wasn't in it a lot. She looked really good in it, but she was not in it nearly enough.
Yeah, that movie though. Oh my god.
Can I just say though, is there anything Paige Turco's been in where she doesn't look great?
That's a good point. No.
Yeah, like she, like, honest to God, like you look at her and she literally is radiant all the time. Like, do you ever have a bad day? And if so, do you go into hiding if you do? Because like everything you see her in, whether it's a picture you see on the internet, not that I've looked all the time, but anyway, but everything you see, she looks just absolutely gorgeous in.
He radiates within. When you have a big throat and you're kind, it radiates out. So I feel like when you're nice,
how come I'm not radiating?
Well, she did play in Blood too, no?
Oh, Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bless you. Do you have the COVID? Do you have any of these symptoms? Because the CDC now recommends that you quarantine for 10 days if you think that you have COVID.
But she did play in something else too, was good. And like I didn't I didn't understand the thing, like because I thought that she dead, like at the first episode she's dead. But like it's right that she appeared in over the episode and I just don't get it.
Love you, Lulu.
Love you too. Oh, Damage.
You said it right.
Okay. She's in it, apparently.
I don't think I've ever seen her in that.
The Good Wife too. But there was like one thing, I don't remember which one it is. But I know that she appears at most at once, but she's dead since the first episode. So I'm really confused about that.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. I know all of our favorite Paige Turco character is Abby Griffin, I believe. So which is your second favorite Paige Turco character?
I will go with Zoe.
Sunny?
My second, only because I thought her acting chops were so great in it, was when she was Pam Adler on SVU. And because she plays a mom for all of us that have that maternal love for someone else, it really comes through really great for her. So yeah, I really enjoyed her in that.
I think I have to say April. I thought she, when she picked up those nunchucks and when she was trying to like do it, I really liked her in that movie. I thought she played it really well.
I just say that I have nunchucks and I'd like to bring them onto an episode now.
What do you have?
I have nunchucks. I did my black belt testing with nunchucks and swords. So anyway, if you curious, I'll bring them on.
Two in the agency though. I don't remember the name of like the character she was playing, but I love the character too.
Aww. My final thought is that we met Paige. We talked about this a little bit when Sunny was gone at a virtual con. And I think Lulu's going to try to meet her. Hopefully it happens, Spacewalkers.
I know, I'm so excited for you, Lulu.
And yeah, Paige is so sweet and genuine and charming and funny. And I just want to thank Paige. She helps spread love and light. That's her motto. I love that. I think it's amazing. I also like that she's one of those women that believes in women empowering women.
Yeah.
And Sunny
each other's crowns.
Sunny tweeted at her, real women help each other fix their crowns without even telling them that it was crooked to begin with. I think that's awesome. Paige, I just want to say thank you. You're an inspiration. I hope we see you again on our TV screens, movie screens. I think you deserve the best. I wish you were more active on Twitter, but I can understand why you may not be. We greatly respect and adore you. And we hope that, you know, you're well and everything's well. And we always wish the best for you. And we want you to know that you have an open invite to come on the podcast anytime you want.
Anytime.
We miss you. I shot you a message on Instagram, even though you said you don't use Instagram. So if you happen to use Instagram ever again, I did shoot you a message.
Slid into your DMs.
No, I can't. Okay. So Paige, one more thing. You reminded me. I know you're not following fans on Twitter anymore, really. So, and that's fine. I totally respect that. We will be releasing this video from our podcast Twitter page. Our DMs are open to everyone, so please feel free. Again, you know, no pressure to follow or anything like that, but to DM us if you are ever interested in coming on the podcast. Other than that, we always wish you well. We hope to see you soon again on our screens. And thank you for all the love and light that you spread. Ladies?
I would just like to say absolutely. We would love to have you here. If you ever choose to, come on, we would love to have you. We don't care if you say, I can only film at 3:00 in the morning. We will make it happen. So we just absolutely adore you. I know that I've been a fan since All My Children. Go Lainey. And I just think you're absolutely incredible. I loved you on the 100. It was, for me, it had been a long time since I had seen you. I do remember my nephew Ross, when he was little, was addicted to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and had the little backpack, and was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one Halloween. And we even had someone come out for his birthday, had one of the turtles come, Leonardo, I think it was. And so anyway, then we had pizza for the whole thing, but it was like such good memories even from that, to do that. And it was, now it seems like such a long time, like it feels like yesterday, but in some ways I look back and I'm like, how could it have been that long ago? Because Ross was like 5 years old when that all happened. Yeah, maybe 6, and he was born in 86. So think about that. It's crazy to me. It's been all this time. But thank you for everything. I just really appreciate how talented you are. I love the stories from behind the scenes, of how fun you are. I think that's incredible, because sometimes you hear about actors or actresses that are not kind or genuine, and you just come off as someone who's very real. And I know that for us, even doing a podcast, we try to, be off the cuff, and we don't want to hide behind things. We are who we are, and we feel like you're that way too. So honestly, just like Tina said, we invite you here. You are welcome to come here and be who you are. We just adore you. We think the world of you. Yeah, the hots. That's for you, Paige. It's a hot. And anyway, but we would welcome you here. So if you ever choose to, Tina's already given you our information. We are the box people, and we want to see you on the box. So Lulu, did you want to finish us out, sweetheart?
Well, I also want to say that we are grateful that you are such a great actress, and you played Abby in general, because of Cabby that we met. And like, I meet such a good and like such amazing people on Twitter because of you. So like, thank you so much for that. And like, we really love you. So it would be really a pleasure for you to come here with us.
Aw, that was sweet. Yeah, that's true. We did meet because of you. 50% because of you, Paige. 50% of Cabby.
Yeah.
We loved Cabby, by the way. So
Yeah.
We are the box people, and we thank you guys for watching. If you are watching this episode, whomever you are, wherever you are, we invite you to like, subscribe, share. We thank you for any support you're giving. So if you're someone who's watching from Twitter, whatever, please go over to YouTube and like us over there. Do you want to close this out, Tina?
always think outside of the
box.
Box people. Out.